Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ron Miller, and I serve as the Chief Probation Officer for Riverside County Probation Department. And it's my honor to represent 800 fantastic staff and to welcome you to this wonderful event as we swear in Elisa Judy as the Chief Deputy Probation Officer. Now, because of ongoing COVID challenges, we have a very small gathering in the historic courthouse today, but I'd like to take a minute for Elisa. Would you introduce your family, just so everybody here knows who's here?
Yes, with me today is my daughter, Charlie Horace, County Horace, my brother, Jonathan Judy, and my mom, Block Judy.
Fantastic, thank you. And we have members of our executive team here as well. So I'm grateful to the court and to our presiding judge, John Monterosso, for participating in and for supporting this event. Our department mission statement begins with serving courts. And as I've been meeting with staff throughout the department, I have to tell you, I've been inspired by the great things that are happening. I also appreciate our staff's candor and thoughtful responses. We have the responsibility of providing community supervision to over 10,000 adults and juvenile clients. We operate 3 detention treatment facilities, and it's always a reminder to us that we're in the people business. We use strength-based approaches to improve the lives of clients and their families. When our clients succeed, communities are healthier and safer. And I want to acknowledge the tremendous work of our staff that they accomplish every day in serving courts and creating opportunities for our clients and building hope. So I'd like to take a minute as we talk about Elisa, who will be coming up here in a minute to do the swearing in. She was hired back in 2000 as a group counselor at Indio Juvenile Hall, and that's what we now call our probation corrections officer. In 2006, she transferred to field services as a deputy probation officer and held positions in both juvenile and adult services. In 2014, she was promoted to assistant director, and in 2019, returned to Indio Juvenile Hall as a division director. So I had the pleasure of interviewing Elisa way back in 1999 or 2000. And we interview a lot of people for probation jobs, but only 5% of those that we hire make it through the front door. So as Elisa began working for our department, I was a duty officer at Indio Juvenile Hall. I had an opportunity to witness how she performed at the job. And I will tell you, she came to work every day with a smile and put in 110% into what she did. Now, as a duty officer at the hall, kind of the benchmark is you just don't want any problems. And so if you're not getting radio calls, that's a plus, right? But when I would go down to Unit 1, where the girls were housed, it wasn't just they weren't having problems, they were having fun. And it was amazing to see the magic that Elisa and her partners were working through that group. The enthusiasm impacted the youth on the unit, and time again, I saw the unit functioning at a very high level. Elisa has been that way her whole career, enthusiastic, focused, a high achiever, a team builder, great attitude, and she also exemplifies our department values: dedication, excellence, and integrity. Now, I just want to reflect on that for a second, because there's a challenge with Elisa coming into the executive team as kind of the newbie. We've all been there for a little bit, and one of the things that I push on at the executive level, you have to have a voice. You've got to be willing to come in there and share what you think and feel. And we try to make that, I know this is an overused phrase, make it a safe space. But you have to come in there and talk about really hard issues that are going on in the department. And I will tell you, as she's joined the team, and as I've watched the entire executive team take on some meaningful topics, I've been very pleased to see the results. And I hope that members of our department are also pleased with what they're seeing. I mean, from the load-bearing vest to new weapons for our armed staff, to seeing the alternate work schedules kind of be put in place, our management system taking on some new opportunities, and really seeing some things that are on the horizon that will be landing in our space as well. So I think, Elisa, you brought a great dynamic to that team, which is already diverse, and we'll continue to push on you to keep bringing that perspective into that group and make sure that you have a voice. So congratulations on your appointment, and I'm looking forward to working you in your new role as a Chief Deputy Probation Officer. Now, before you come up, I want to take a minute to introduce Judge Monterosso, who will be performing the swearing-in ceremony. He worked for the Riverside County Deputy District Attorney's Office from 1990 to 2007, 2 years as a supervisor. His assignments included the county's first domestic violence unit, as well as working sexual assault and child abuse cases, as well as gangs. He was appointed to the bench in May of 2007 and has served in criminal, juvenile dependency, and family law assignments. Currently is assigned to criminal at the Hall of Justice and serves as the presiding judge for the Superior Court in Riverside County. Now with that, I'd like to welcome him up for a few remarks, and at that, once he's concluded, Elisa will have you come up for the swearing in.
Thank you, Chief, and I appreciate the opportunity to do this. We were talking when I came in, I don't know if this has been the third or fourth person I've had this honor to swear in for the probation department, so you'll be the next in line. And I know you know this, and I don't need to tell you this. This is a dynamic organization with a dynamic chief, and it's really been a privilege for me to be partners with the probation department for all the good work that you all do. So if you are ready to take this oath, come on up. Do we want to go up here, or I'll come up, Brad? All right, raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservations or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So I'll turn some time over to you for a few words.
Thank you. Thank you. It's kind of crazy when you can feel your heart coming out of your chest and you're like, wow, I can't even hear the words because your heart's beating so fast. Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Judge Monterosso, thank you so much for being here today to administer the oath. Chief Miller, thank you very much for your kind words and support and leadership over the years. For me, too, in writing this speech, I realized we are coming full circle. That 21 years ago, it's you that allowed me to join this awesome department. And here we are today that you're instilling trust in me once again to be part of this executive team. And so I'm truly touched and moved, and I thank you. AC Wright, your desire to build a Super Bowl team for the betterment of this department is evident. In the short time that I've been here, there's no question in my mind that you are a Super Bowl coach. You motivate us, you hold us to task, you empower us, and you keep us focused on the mission to do the best we can for this department. So thank you for being who you are. To my peers, Terry, Natalie, Joe, and Sherilyn, I'm truly humbled to be amongst such amazing individuals who are committed to building a system that allows our clients to change their lives, as well as to create decisions that is best for our department, to have a great work environment, to have a work-life balance. Beyond being intelligent, determined, and a tenacious group, this executive team has heart. We pull together, we lean on each other, and we laugh during the hard times. We love what we do, and we love who we do it for. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge my secretary, Leticia Haro. She is kind, she is thoughtful, and her attention to detail keeps me in line. I couldn't have made it this far without you, so thank you. To all that are here today and those watching on live stream, I can't put into words how honored and proud I am to have been appointed your next Chief Deputy for the Riverside County Probation Department. Ooh, this is a part, so it's gonna be a little hard. To my friends and my family, thank you for your support. Thank you to my mom and dad for teaching me and modeling hard work, strong work ethic. If it wasn't for my dad, who pushed me beyond my limits and my comfort zone when I found the job in the ad in the paper, and I said, you think I should go for group counselor? I was only 20 years old at the time, And he said, go for it. And I thought, why not? And here I am today. Speaking of today, there is nothing special that I have done, but rather I am blessed with great mentors over the years who have taught me so much. And one of those valuable lessons is always to water your own grass. Essentially, we are responsible for finding our own joy. Okay, this is like the hill of the roller coaster. So if I can get through this part. To my little girls, my motivation and my life. While I stand before you today as a chief deputy, I hope you are proud of me. And beyond that, I hope you see that through hard work, determination, and faith, anything is possible. Please promise me that you will always know your worth in this world. Be kind, be compassionate, and enjoy life and all it has to offer. While this is a notable accomplishment that I am so proud of, the most important title I hold and will ever hold is that of your mom. You will always be my number one. Okay, back to the work stuff. Over the last 21 years, I've had amazing opportunities for experience and growth in my career. As we talk about RCP as a family, it is indeed. We create lifelong friendships that develop during our careers. We celebrate the good times together, and we lift ourselves up during the difficult times. And in the end, we are family. Returning to the institutions where it all started for me was a privilege. I have this coffee cup as a reminder of what we do and who we do it for. When most kids are making gifts for their parents, a female youth in 2005 made this for me. For the last 17 years, I've held this cup as a symbol of the extraordinary role detention staff play. While providing safety and security at the forefront, they never lose sight of giving hope to our youth and restoring lives. I have the utmost respect and admiration for the staff, and my heart is truly in the institutions. To this day, I have the same, if not more, passion and drive than the day I started. I was able to locate the original essay I wrote when I applied for the department. I stated I would be up for a challenge. And in order to effect change, we need to determine what motivates each individual. Little did I know, walking through that door that first day, that I would find myself here today. Again, up for a challenge and striving to learn what motivates people to change. I'm committed to RCP staff, our stakeholders, and of course, the clients we serve. I promise to leave with humility as we strive for continuous improvement. A wise person told me, leaders provide opportunities for staff to see the mission, buy into the plan, invest themselves in the outcome, and accept responsibility for the successful execution of the mission. Moreover, to the managers, they receive the hardest missions. My role will be to provide clear guidance and expectations along with resources and time, then get out of their way and watch them succeed. In closing, Chief Miller, AC Wright, executive team, and honorable guests, thank you for being with me here today to share in this incredible day. To the incredible RCP staff, I can only hope when you look back on my time as your chief deputy, you will say, wow, she cared, she led with compassion, she pushed us to excellence, she embodied the values of this department, and her decisions always aligned us to the mission and vision. I will never take this position for granted, nor will I ever forget who I am doing this for. Thank you. My big heart.
Thank you, Elisa. And if I can, let me just echo a few of the comments that you shared. You know, I think everybody in the executive team takes very seriously. There's some irony to the event that we're celebrating today, and we're celebrating you. And yet we have a department of 800 people that are doing great work with those 10,000 clients. And every one of us has been having conversations about how we put that lens on where the work is occurring in this department. And so much like you've already eloquently pointed out, that I want to reflect to all of the staff in this department. What matters most in terms of how we're taking care of those 10,000 people and helping to build success in their lives. Yes, our department has some responsibility for enforcement and accountability, but we're seeing with the numbers, 82% of our adult clients are successfully completing probation. That says something about the POs that are in that space every single day. To our PCOs who are in the institutions every day taking care of those youth and keeping them safe. That is the focus of our department and where we're trying to go. So thank you very much for that. And to the executive team as we keep that lens and effort on where it matters most. So I'd like to thank Judge Monterosso and the court for their role in the ceremony today. I'd also like to thank those present today, and then for many of you, those of you who watched the proceedings. And lastly, I'd like to thank Cindy Napolitano, who worked so hard behind the scenes to make all this happen, and to our public relations crew for the coordination and resources to be able to broadcast this event. And I'd like to thank everyone for attending, and that now concludes our ceremony. Thank you, everyone.